Unnerva is capable of creating galactic comars, wormholes, robeasts, and now Lotor and his mech are out there somewhere. She is the single greatest threat the universe has ever faced, and we don't have any other leads. It might take lifetimes for another opportunity like this to come around. We think this is worth the risk. I know it's not ideal, but when is the last time anything has been ideal? Remember when we first arrived at the Castle of Lions? When we first met Allura? She told us we were the answer to saving the universe. But she didn't know that for sure. But Allura believed, and she needed us to believe.
Each and every one of you has given something to this fight. Many have been lost, but not in vain. Because through their sacrifice, many more will live on. I make you this promise now. We will return, triumphant. I spent a lot of time in the Infinite Void. It took all of my strength not to lose my sanity. And if you face Unnerva in the Void, she will win. But if you can find a clue that leads to defeating Unnerva and Lotor, it could give us the upper hand in this fight. My name is not Shiro. Stay back, Altean.
That's the last of them? Do you think this plan will work? Do you think the people from the other reality will join the Alteans?
I'll be fine. Just get me to Space Hospital.
I completed the sentry scan. There are none on board. I'll check the logs.
I'm locked out of the system.
Attempting to override. Just a few more ticks.
Wait, did you say free? But Blofar hates Gorblontian checkers.
Or the time when we were kids and Veronica mixed dirt with water and told Lance it was chocolate milk. Yeah, Lance was always the baby of the family. It only took you coming to dinner to finally graduate him to the adult table.
How did we not pick this thing up on our scanners? How could that be? Wait, bring up our scanner logs. Those anomalies we detected recently. I can't believe I didn't see it before. The anomalies are from the warping of space-time. This creature came through a wormhole. What we just discovered could save billions of lives.
Allura, it wasn't just you who trusted Lotor. We all did. I had more reason than anyone not to trust him, but he did everything right. He didn't just fool you. He fooled us all. Let me tell you, as someone who's made a million mistakes, all you can do is get up and try to make it right. You can't doubt yourself now. We need you. The universe needs you. And had Princess Allura not seen that there was still good left in Unnerva, we most likely would not be sitting here today. She grew to understand that there is good in everyone.
Hey guys, good news! We found a new Balmera and new Balmerans. Say hi! Hi! Alright, they're shy. Anyway, we're having a little trouble finding a big enough crystal, but don't worry. Kuran came up with a crazy plan that just might work.
And it wouldn't be possible without the cooperation of all 3 planets of the Zritu system. Much like my cooking crew, comprised of aliens from all across the cosmos working together to bring you this delicious meal. Princess Allura, the very person we celebrate on this day, once said, "We are always stronger together." If the people of your planets work together, so much more can be achieved.
So once the Atlas arrives in orbit around the planet, the other Paladins and I will head down to the surface to secure the Robeast and hopefully find its Altean pilot. Unless she's going to use Lotor's ship to pierce through realities and find the one where she can live with her family. Not without destroying all other realities in the process. The problem is the trans-reality ore has been traveling between realities for millions of years, and it's a naturally occurring phenomenon. What Unnerva is doing is forcing that process to happen, which could have catastrophic side effects on this and any reality she travels through.
There is beauty in their flaws. I lost my father, my mother, my planet to this war. But I've gained a new family, and a purpose stronger than any I could have imagined. There was a time when you loved more than just your family. A time when your fascination with how vast the universe is gave way to your desire to help and uplift others. I can change the quintessence within your vessel, Your son helped me learn how to transform it from a destructive force into a life-giving force. But I cannot do it alone.
Every prize is the best prize, and everyone goes home a winner. For a princess, behold. Sure, but you're gonna need about twice as many tickets as this. Well, in that case, you could get one of these shovels and use it to dig your way out of the hole you find yourself in.
Photons from the visible spectrum are manipulated, creating a quantum storage network. It's the most advanced storage system available.
Don't hurt us! You're not with the scary lady? She told us to stay inside. If we went out, we'd be hurt. These pods are only meant to carry 5 passengers. We'll be lucky to break through the atmosphere.
Pulse emitter set. Detonation in 3, 2, 1. Matt, what is happening? Allura. I am so happy you're here. You have arrived just in time. To save us. I am so proud of you. Only you can save us all. Release the entity. Come home to Altea.
The Cubserians just declared independence after 1,000 years of oppression, so they probably won't notice. Remember, Princess, 70% of diplomacy is appearance. Then 29% is manners, decorum, formalities, and chit-chat. I don't think it's a question of wanting to fight back, but of believing that it's possible. It's up to you to give them that faith. Just around this table, I see so many lives touched by her actions. For some of us, she was a diplomat, a teacher, a leader, and a friend. But to those of us around this table, she will always be family.
Let's check the rift exit positioning monitor to see where this wormhole's taking us. Whatever that means. Just blast your way out, duh!
I suppose it's worth a try.
Yeah, and it'll go kerplooey!
Let's check the rift exit positioning monitor to see where this worm goes. I'm hungry. No, my control panel.
You know, back on the colony, Luca and I didn't always get along. But despite that, I always respected Luca. She had an inner strength that many did not, and a desire to be a part of something greater than herself. I'll be gone for a short while, accompanying Hunk and Karan to a Balmera. The Coalition needs help. Well, we could use some more help on the Balmera. Its life source is strengthened by Altean energy. Thank you. Stay strong. The Coalition will stop Minerva before that can happen.
I was with Ranvig when an unmarked cargo ship passed into his region. When we checked it out, there was no crew aboard. The ship had been nearly torn to pieces, but inside, a single vat of quintessence remained. It was unlike any other quintessence we'd seen. But I analyzed the ship personally. The radiation signature indicated it had passed through the quantum abyss. It's a part of the galaxy where dense neutron stars orbit even larger dark stars. In the quantum abyss, planets and other celestial bodies are being pulled and torn in different directions.
We're not the only ones who know of the weapon. 2 Galra factions led by Commanders Trug and Ladnock are at war over the territory. Since their fighting began, all communication has been cut off. We need you to infiltrate the base, extract our spy, and destroy Ranvig's weapon. Keith, this is of the utmost importance. If either faction acquires this weapon, it could tip the balance of power in their favor. So you cannot allow your feelings to cloud your judgment. This is the most devastating attack on the Empire in 10,000 years. Close enough for what? Voltron has captured the planet, and there's no way for us to attack from this distance.
All I do in the name of Galra. Father, there's a question I've been wanting to ask you. I would like to know about my mother. Please, Father, what happened to her? What was her name? What was she like?
Enough.
Please, Father, I must know who I come from.
Father, may I accompany you? But I want to join you. What is his name? Then I shall name it. Your name will be... This creature pleases me. It will be mine. You may be the High Priestess, but I am your prince, and you will do as I say. Isn't that right, Kova?
My father built our empire on the bones of his enemies. But the time has come to change the old ways and inspire not fear from those we rule, but loyalty. We must not waste our energy fighting to keep our subjects down, but rather multiply it by allowing those worthy to rise and join our ranks. The universe can no longer doubt our strength. Each ally gained only makes us stronger, while those who continue to stand against us will be crushed.
On behalf of my squadron, it's an honor to meet you, sir. We don't need a handler. Well, no, but, you know, I'll just use the guidance system. A chance for what? We just bought ourselves time. What is that gonna do for us?
Drones send distress signals when they're attacked. Our weapons neutralize those signals, so unless you want to deal with a swarm of those things, let us handle it. Now let's get out of here before more show up.
You two heading somewhere? And you might be concerned with the blast from Sendak's automated low-orbit long-range blaster satellite that takes you out. My problem is, I don't want to see our only hope for saving Earth get hurt. That's why we're coming with you.
Sire, the birth was difficult, but successful. Your son is healthy and in good shape, though we seem to be getting some strange readings coming from him directly. Similar to those that, well, similar to those of the Empress, and yourself. I'm sorry, sire. We have her under constant watch, but she remains in this state. She only seems to become aware when we administer her quintessence. I'm hopeful her condition will improve with time, but... Sire, we're gonna have to face the fact that our quintessence supplies are finite. The Empire cannot continue to run on what we have.
For 10,000 years, Zarkon has been expanding his empire, conquering vast swaths of the universe and harnessing its quintessence in order to survive and maintain power. Have you ever traveled faster than the speed of light? Have you ever seen a living creature biohack nature? Have you ever come face to face with an alien warlord who's older than the entirety of human civilization? Well, I have, and I assure you, it's all real. The Paladins are doing everything they can to protect the universe from the Galra, but we must begin to bolster Earth's defenses now, or we do not stand a chance. War is coming.
Following garrison protocol, we placed Lieutenant Takeshi Shiragane under mandatory quarantine. But he managed to escape with the aid of several garrison cadets. We later found out the one known as Pidge Gunderson was your daughter, Katie Holt, who had illegally enrolled in the cadet program under an assumed identity. The following day, the Blue Lion appeared on our radars. Long-range sensors tracked the UFO to the edge of our solar system, traveling at speeds we've never achieved. It disappeared along with the ship. That was the last activity we had until your pod arrived on Earth a month ago. Galra Central Command has confirmed the reports, General. Emperor Zarkon is dead. Multiple intelligence reports say so, sir. The virus has reached the Okarian city. The Voltron Lions have been mobilized. Shall we move in?
She's stabilized, but we need to be careful about how we proceed.
That's right. I have one of the few undamaged units left. Okay, great to meet such passionate KPP fans. What have you got to trade? I'm sorry, no trade, no game. Wait, what? You mean like from the show? My kid loves that show. The game is yours if I could just get an autograph for my daughter.
Sophisticated hacking and jamming abilities. Impressive. It's nice to find others on my level. I don't know. I lost her signal when you attacked, but she's out there somewhere hunting down the paladin you called Keith.
I think we're in the middle of a battle. I'm an Okari. Your security is childless. No! Excellent job fusing Earth technology with Altean magic.
Next. Come on, you're holding the line up. Let's go. Then why were you in line? Likely story. Keep your hands and feet in the mouth at all times. You use them, you lose them. Have a blissfully powerful time. Sorry for the inconvenience. We'll get this thing up and running in a tick. In the meantime, stay in your burrow buggy. And remember, have a blissfully powerful time.
This is a pretty sweet algorithm for locating Galra targets within a statistically acceptable margin of error. And I love that you color-coded it, because what are we? Animals? So check this out. This is all the relevant data from my time with the Rebels. I think if we plug this info into the setup you guys have here, it might fill in the gaps. Then, we just might have the best anti-Galra intelligence mining operation in this or any other reality.
Aksha, it's not that I don't trust you. Honestly, I just wanted to get to know you. Look, I'm sorry that I may have been following you around. It just seems like you could use a friend. I know it can be hard to fit in sometimes. I don't care about what you may have done in your past. I know there's more to you than that. By choosing to join the Coalition, you're living proof that it is possible. I guess I want to get to know the Aksha who turned her life around. I have a feeling everyone would like that person.
I love shopping. Don't you, Ina? It just calms me, like skydiving. Now come on, I'm gonna shop this mall so hard.
So you're really shooting another documentary? Please tell me this is going to be more exciting than that project you did for Mr. Pollard's biology class about yeast. Boring! Okay, look, if this little documentary is how history will remember us, I'm gonna help you spruce it up. How many cameras do you have? What's your visual effects budget like? Do you have any smoke bombs? There you are. Tell me this thing was recording during the attack. That was so intense. Oh, this documentary's gonna be awesome!
Here's all our family recipes. And this is something special just for you. Well, your father and I are just so proud of you, saving the universe and all.
2 lefts, 2 rights, left, middle tunnel, right, left, and then 1 more right.
It is our largest source of energy. Losing it will put the garrison at a substantial calculated risk.
Yeah, speaking of that, the Galra ship patterns are changing, which means they're either on the move or, more probable, they're reconfiguring to adjust for more cruisers. Yep, reconfiguring.
It would appear the mood at this table has become rather awkward. Most likely due to your Galra lineage? Yep, definitely awkward.
Come in, my dear. Oh, you look wonderful. Doesn't she look wonderful, Lance?
Lance never brings girls home. You must really mean something to him. Oh, he gets that from his father. It's all talk. But if you can get past that, you'll find a good boy with a big heart.
Hello. This is Lieutenant Ryan Kincaid, MFE pilot. The time is 0600 hours. It's day 47. And this is a glimpse at day-to-day life aboard the IGF Atlas. I know it seems strange, but before Earth was attacked, I didn't go anywhere without my camera.
Back home, people ask me why I like recording things. They also ask me why I didn't talk that much. To both of those things, I'd always say,
It's true. I learned to shoot with a camera before I learned to shoot with a rifle. I guess filming is just a small piece of the larger puzzle that makes up the picture of who I am.
Scanning location. I got it. They're opening a channel. Triangulating position for broadcast. Sending interference. Sir, she's been gone since our mission briefing. What about you, Aksha? Did you have pets where you're from? Oh, that's great. Look at this. It looks like their frequency has been pinging off a decoy. I'm intercepting it now. Captain, I'm picking up an abnormal signal from planet Drazen in the Zeta 3 sector.
As for the whereabouts of the Voltron Lions, we've had reports of yellow and blue in the Pagalian quadrant. The red one has been seen throughout these quadrants, and the green one here, here, and here. The planet is made of dense gases and has unusual magnetic poles that distort and wreak havoc on normal sensors. The area he's in is full of red sentient nitrate, a highly combustible gas that reacts violently to amplified emissions of light.
Zethrid, Ezor, and I were marooned on the meteoroid for days. Finally, a Galra ship came to investigate Lotor's last known whereabouts. We took it over. With Lotor gone, it was clear that there was a power vacuum in the Galra Empire. Zethrid and Ezor wanted to exploit that for their own gain. But I knew I had to find my own path. and it led me to you. I hope that this makes up, in some way, for the wrong I've done. I realize now that Lotor wasn't the man I thought he was. He preached unity, but in the end, he sought only power. I'll do everything I can out here to help the Voltron Coalition.
I will always take care of you, Azor. Don't worry, we'll be fine. Just look at what we've done already. We just took down a Galra cruiser, and we have the mighty paladins of Voltron locked in our brig. We are destined for greatness, Azor. Trust me. I'm going to ask you one more time, and then we're going to have to take a more extreme approach. What happened to Lotor, and where have you been all this time? We need to get out of here! Trust me. We're here to help. Look, I know you don't trust me, but we are facing certain death. Let my tech help!
If Voltron survived, do you think that means Lotor is still alive? What if he finds us? What do you think he'll do to us? I do. Now let's go torture some prisoners. I'm glad you survived too. It's no fun torturing a dead person. I think there's a little confusion about how the we ask questions, you give us answers scenario works. I should have known you'd show up once we got the paladins. She's always been sweet on that one with the flippity hair. Oh look, Aksha, it's your favorite paladin. Yeah, don't you remember how she never wanted to kill him?
Yes. I located Lotor's generals. They attacked me and took over my ship, leaving me stranded. The generals said Emperor Lotor had accessed the quintessence field. But then Voltron attacked. The fight ended. There was an explosion. Lotor and Voltron perished. Alfor tried to warn me, but I would not listen. Now my wife has fallen ill and my planet is on the brink of collapse. So I must beg you, my trusted comrades, to join me on a most dangerous quest. We must close the rift, and I need Voltron to do it. I only hope it is not too late to heal the rift in my planet. End our friendship. Can it be true? I am to be a father, and you, my queen, will be the mother to the heir of the Galra throne.
Your decision to place him on the throne was ill-advised. But no matter. I am returned. It is time to relieve my wayward son of his duties. The only reason to keep them secret is to use them against the Empire. But we will strike first. Mobilize the fleet! Hunt down Prince Lotor. You want the throne? Even with the power of the Black Bayard, you're too weak. You'll always be weak. You have Altean blood running through your veins, poisoning your very being. Finally, my darkest shame can be wiped from the universe forever. Hello, Bob. I'm Zarkon. This is my lovely wife, Hagar. My son, Lotor. And one of my insignificant underlings, Morvok. Well, I'd rather steal their lions than their points. But seriously, I think I can guess this. You might not like the answer. She doesn't look like that drawing, but I'm pretty sure the answer he was going for was, is it Hagar? Well, I think there's really no choice here. I'm going with the dumb one!
O Lion Goddess, I, King of the Erusians, formally beg your forgiveness. Please have mercy on us and accept our traditional dance of apology as atonement for our wrongdoings.
Well, I spent the last decade sleeping in a spiny thistle thicket. You look wonderful, though, Princess. I'm glad I put on my best harp.
Come on down to It's Earth for the craziest Earth deals in the galaxy. We got throwing discs with cases. 20 gak, or 6 for 100. We've got a luxury seat that doubles as a water fountain. That's 2 in 1 for one low price, 1,500 gak. Iggy's aliens would say I'm snarl off to the cranker, and they're right. We've got a foot scraper, 49 gak. A skin sucker for your foot scrapings, 57 gak. The Arcade 3000 exercise machine, 2,500 gak. And don't forget, each purchase comes with a free cultivator. That's right, we're out of our crankers.
Yup.
Don't worry, Slav. I'm here to rescue you. I'm with Voltron. Do you know Voltron?
Yup.
Great. Then you know what the Blue Lion is.
Yup.
Tell me the truth. Are you Slav?
Yup.
So that Blue Lion, that was the super weapon? Admiral Sonda, calls are coming in from all over the world. Citizens want to know how they can help. It's incredible. I agree with the Admiral. Earth has been nearly destroyed. Countless citizens have been lost. But it could all be over if we give up the Lions. Everything from the castle is stored here. Processing the massive amount of complex Altean data takes nearly every node we have. Sifting through that much information is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Those are Officer Holt's designs for some of the injured soldiers. They're extremely advanced, but like everything else, we don't have an adequate power source to make them viable.
Amazing. The rumors are true. Word of the Paladin's return has inspired the Resistance. Words we've waited a long time to hear. They have work camps operating day and night mining ore for Sendak. It's been non-stop for months. He's building something, but no one is sure what. They were, but they've been moved in.
My fleet would crush yours in an instant, raining fire and death upon you and your clansmen. What makes you think I would ever bow to you? It matters not. Power rules absolute. And your witch is nowhere to be found.
Do not worry. It is only Kova. He is from our reality. Isn't it exciting? It could change the way we understand our entire universe.
I sent some signals into the neighboring reality, and this creature answered the call. Nothing from our universe has been able to survive the passage through the rift. But somehow, he arrived unharmed.
There is much to do. First, we must continue to harvest the quintessence. It will be needed for your son's empire. I was thinking a name that has deep Altean history. Lotarius. He was one of the ancient Alteans believed to have established much of the foundation of the engineering that built our world. Perhaps we can honor both traditions. This flame represents Lotor, son of Zarkon, prince turned emperor, emperor that pierced the veil. And my Altean blood coursed through his veins. But the Galra Empire failed him. It was the Galra blood, deeply boiled in traditions of evil, that tainted him. Your ways weakened a god. The Empire is weak, and now I will end it.
Zarkon is fully briefed on all Imperial matters. He certainly doesn't need your input. Lotor has arrived at headquarters at Zarkon's request to take command of the Empire. Under Zarkon's guidance, of course. Zarkon needs no one by his bedside, least of all you. Lotor, you cannot lead the Galra. The blood that so bolsters your claim is also what quells it. You are not full Galra. You are a half-breed. Your mother was a Nerva.
I am Kleizap, bravest of our warriors. Our village is over Gazrel Hill. I come seeking answers as to why the Lion Goddess is angered with her followers.
The Balmera welcomes your return, Princess Allura. Defeat Zarkon? How can we help? The Balmera and its people can never thank you enough for all that you've done. Welcome to Introductory Altean. Level Beginner. Safety off.
Safety? That's weird.
Clan Mural. Kazarli Squilk El.
How long you been here?
Sal put me in when I was just a little girl.
Oh, no.
Identify yourself. 2 may enter. Come unarmed.
Hey, Karan! I'm off to eat some planets. There's one now. Yum, 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 yum. That's your way inside. If I can't see ya, I can't kill ya.
The forces will all fight behind Voltron, right? My people have been enslaved for centuries by soldiers who look exactly like you.
That is impossible. Altea was destroyed over 10,000 years ago.
Lotor's mother?
How did he die? We pledge our allegiance to you, Minerva, mother of Lotor. We will do anything to bring Lotor back. The Acolytes have worked tirelessly. The prototype is ready. Construction is on course. As soon as we can get access to the location, we can begin setup. But it's currently occupied. By your friend, sir.
I made them from the quintessence-infused ore of the comet, which provides them with an endless supply of power. The comet alloy also renders them nearly indestructible. This is where things become more interesting. Altean alchemy can accomplish some incredible feats of engineering, as you know, but in testing my ship, I started to feel some sort of psychic link. I'm not sure how to explain it, but the ship, it wasn't just reading my mind, it was communicating with me. They seem to be evolving. Make no mistake, Zarkon is coming. I am not certain we can win this fight. We cannot risk Voltron falling into his hands. We will utilize our lions to seal the Black Line. Once we are done, we will send our lions as far away as possible. Through the Lion's Bond, I could feel your love for my daughter. As paladins, we face many quests throughout the cosmos, but the most amazing journey is that of life. And the biggest question you face is who to go on that journey with. I'm glad my daughter chose you.
I scattered the lions of Voltron to keep them out of Zarkon's hands. You urged me to keep them and fight, but for the greater good of protecting the universe, I chose to hide them. I made a terrible mistake, one that cost the universe countless lives. Forming Voltron is the only way to stop Zarkon. You must be willing to sacrifice everything to assemble the lions and correct my error.
Perhaps it was mechanical failure, sire. Hagar boosted the solar barrier's power beyond its normal limits. Lord Zarkon, I will start an investigation immediately. I will not rest until the perpetrators are captured. Sire, no. I would never do that.
Get rid of him.
No! I'm innocent!
Lions of Voltron, the people of Puig thank you for delivering us from the evil hands of the Galra Empire. I want to pledge to you that every able-bodied Puigian will join Voltron in the fight against the Galra. Speaking of Voltron, where is it?
She's grounded because apparently my daughter thinks that running away from home and gallivanting off into space without her mother's permission is an acceptable activity for a 15-year-old. Beautiful, isn't it? It's an Altean juniperberry, the first one to bloom in nearly 10,000 years. I managed to get it to grow by resequencing the genetic code of a similar plant. I want to give it to Allura. These are our fertilizers. We have fish emulsion, worm castings, Kaltenecker manure, just so much great recycled poop. And this is our lighting station. I like to say our lighting array is literally out of this world. Because we're, on a spaceship.
All we need is an atomic trajectory, which should be easy enough based on the path of the cannon. And of course, we'll need that extra power. Also, we'll need to jump up and down on one foot, count to 3, and shout out our favorite type of metal, color, or planetary atmosphere.
We don't have time for that.
You telling me you don't have time to live? I calculate future probabilities in my spare time for fun. And trust me, if this one does not change, the trajectory we're on will lead us to total annihilation. A reality-ending event with repercussions through space-time itself. Everything that is, that ever will be, and that ever was will cease to exist in the blink of an eye.
You don't know how glad we are to see some friendly faces. Most folks don't want to get tangled up with anyone who's on the run from the Galra.
Well, I don't think Zarkon is exactly quaking in his boots at the three of us, but we do what we can. I'm Rolo. This is Naima, and our cyber unit, Beezer. We've really been through it with the Galra. Parts are hard to come by. Luckily, we were able to limp to this moon about a week ago. I don't know what kind of extra parts you carry in this rig of yours. I've never seen anything quite like it. You may not believe this, but I hope you do stop Zarkon. It's a lifetime of fighting the Galra that led me to where I am today.
Pitch, you got a message incoming. Hey, don't worry. We'll make sure they got the backup they need. This place is gonna have security. We're gonna go head first into that? That doesn't sound good. Everyone, relax. We're here to rescue you. Wait, what scary lady? Pidge, what if I brought the group to you?
And how are we gonna do that?
I've got an idea. Follow me.
I don't understand. The lions are ships? Are they like flying statues that you ride on? Yes, it's too bad we're not allowed inside. I would love a tour from one of the knights. But I guess the big one is in charge, huh? You have to obey his orders. Thank you for helping us get the fleet back in order. They were pretty banged up after the invasion. He looks brand new! I can see myself in his chest plate. You know you can let go of him now. Looks like everything is already shut down. No one's here to hurt you. Well, no one is here now. Come on, we're leaving.
The ship. Those supplies are needed immediately. Matt? You look so much like him. It's the eyes. Here. Every rebel officer has one of these transponders. It's how we find each other in the field. He may not have his anymore, but this is his code. Now please, please help get these supplies to my people.
When the Galra attacked, only a few of us escaped the cities. We were forced to flee into the forest. But as you can see, our people are resilient. We never stopped evolving. Instead, we adapted our skills to the environment. Part of me misses my people's exile in the forest. But since Alkarion became the hub for refugees in this quadrant, it made sense that we should return to the city and transform it into the Coalition's capital. That is why the Alkari are grateful Voltron is here, until our defense systems are fully operational.
I can't tell you how much it warms my heart to know that someone so connected to the world around her is piloting the Green Lion. My race believes observation to be the most revered attribute. It is where intelligence is born. And for you, it is where it has thrived. The infinite abilities of your mind dwarf the smallness of your size. The Green Lion could not have found a more perfect paladin.
People often overlook me because I was different. But the Blue Lion recognized something in me, something others couldn't see. It saw the greatness within that even I did not. You, Allura, have greatness within you as well. You're so much like your father, and yet so different. You're a remarkable person. Thank you for saving us.
It saddens me greatly to learn that Zarkon wreaked such destruction in our absence. I have always believed that unity is where true power comes from, and true unity can only be born of love.
I'm afraid we can't allow you to broadcast yet. We need more information before you start sending messages into deep space. Any contact with alien species needs to be run through the appropriate channels. We need to be sure you're not putting Earth in danger, Sam. I'm afraid we can't allow Sam to leave the premises. We're not prepared to tell the world about the existence of alien life just yet. Remember, everyone thinks you're dead. When? How will the attack happen? Is there a plan to stop it? None of these things have been discussed. None of these things have been thought through, and until they are, we're not going to be responsible for sending the world into disarray.
I brought a special guest along with me today. I'm sure you all recognize him. He's the youngest pilot ever to lead a mission into space. Takashi Shirogane. I've compiled a list of students who I think would make the best candidates for the garrison.
Keith. He's a bit of a discipline case. I don't think he'd necessarily fit in with the rigid garrison culture. This is James Griffin. He has the highest grades in school.
You still have one engine left, Baojal. Not to mention a very viable collection of parts. If your people are strong enough to survive, they will. That is the Galra way. If I may, I was able to acquire many resources, all to glorify your mighty reign. May it last 1,000 centuries.
Thank you, Norlox. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another exciting edition of Garfle, Warfle, Snick. The game where anything you garfle will be warfled and vice versa. I'm Bob. Now let's meet the intergalactic goofballs we've got playing with us today. Okay, Keith, I'm sure you know how to play our game. All you've got to do is accumulate Quaz and Boolean credits and you win. See, all of you are guests on my show, and you will play my game as long as I want you to. Understand?
Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of the craziest game in the galaxy, Garfle, Warfle, Snick! And now, here's the host of Garfle, Warfle, Snick, Bob! Come on down to Luxia's kingdom, ride a seahorse, feed Swern's jellyfish. You can take a dip in our new volcanic hot springs, or see the hypnotic octo dancers perform while snacking on treats from Flaxton's Bakery, and lots more. Luxia's kingdom, so safe and warm you'll want to stay forever.
Beebo, Bobby. Beebo. Bee. Beebo, bee. Bee. Bo. Bee. Bo, bo. Bee. 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 Bo. Bo. Bee. Bo. Bo, bo, bo. Bo, bo, bo.
It is I, the greatest force of evil this universe has ever seen.
Sire, soon you will defeat the Paladins, and Voltron will be yours.
Princess, did Hunk accompany you? When the Galra were here, these caverns were closed off, as if the Balmera was protecting itself. Now that the Balmera is free and healed, the crystal caverns are opened once more.
Galra would tear our family asunder if they found these ones. Everyone comes to Balmera and takes, but gives nothing in return. Quiet! Even if they could steal the crystal from the Galra, battle patrols wait to take down their ship. These ones have no chance of getting out of here alive, with crystal or without.
The Rebel Coalition is winning because of you, Princess Allura. You and Voltron. Mere cycles ago, I felt that my race would breathe its last in Galra chains. But then Voltron appeared on the horizon, and our lives changed forever. We'll be behind you every step of the way.
Activation sequence initiated. Powering up for launch. The main engine just shorted out. Commander Sendak, I received a transmission generating from somewhere inside. She's telling the intruder how to take down our defenses. You're the one causing all this trouble? A child? Let me tell you something, child. I'm a soldier of the Galra Empire. Nothing stops me but triumph or death. Nowhere left to run. Nowhere left to hide. Zarkon may rule, but we still have family. That's where true happiness comes from. Battleship-class crystal. Those are most rare. Galra soldiers guard them ceaselessly until their harvest. Your quest is in vain.
The Rebel Coalition is winning because of you, Princess Allura. You and Voltron. Mere cycles ago, I felt that my race would breathe its last in Galra chains. But then Voltron appeared on the horizon, and our lives changed forever. We'll be behind you every step of the way.
The power vacuum that ensued destabilized much of the universe. Galra turned on each other. Warlords and pirates became the rulers of the land. No one knows, but her druids continued her work. Carrying out her final orders, they set out to destroy every blade. A And that's when the slaughter began. All blades were called away from their assignments and sent to this base. Coulier knew they were being hunted and he wanted to make a stand against them. He believed it was their only means of survival. Coulier proved to be useful after all. There is no escape but death! Our High Priestess Hagar has forsaken us because of your treachery. But after I kill you and the other paladins, Hagar will allow me to return. I'm going to enjoy making Coulier watch your end.
Sendak only attacked the Omega Shield after we pledged loyalty to Voltron. Then you disappeared and left us vulnerable to more attacks. I vowed to never let that happen again. You've attained victory, and I accept defeat. The Galra Empire may be decimated, but its warriors are still needed to maintain stability. Twice the Paladins of Voltron have risked their lives for me, and yet I question their intent. I was wrong. I pledge loyalty to a united front with the Voltron Coalition, and I encourage you all to do the same!
This is Commander Sendak of the Fire of Purification. I am here for the Voltron Lions. Turn them over to me, or I will destroy your planet. This is the only place on the planet well defended. Fall back out of its range. We will attack where they are vulnerable. Yes, the Paladins will return, and we'll be waiting for them. Begin the next phase of the assault. Destroy their communications network. When you hear an animal crying out in pain, you proceed with caution. Silence promotes haste.
Hello. Oh! Welcome to my village. Here all are safe and warm. Please, do not startle our guests. I am Florona. The almighty Queen Luxia, keeper of our land, would love to meet with you.
Wait, how did your queen know we were here?
Queen Luxia knows all.
Please, we are not here to hurt you. We brought you here to ask for your help. I am Plaxum, and her magnetic stare locks onto your eye-to-brain pathway plug. Also, they can sometimes make your face swell, and you might experience hearing loss. What's going on is you're not mind-controlling these people anymore, Your Majesty.
The Queen is mind-swishing everyone, controlling their thoughts. We believe you can stop her. The entire village is under the Queen's mind control. The only reason we aren't is because we wear these jellyfish that hide our brains from her powers. It's like we have no brains whatsoever. You can't control what doesn't exist.
Space travelers, I am Queen Luxia. I welcome you to our village as honored guests. That is the giver of life to our people, the Baku Garden. When the waters froze over, we were forced to live down here. The garden provides us the warmth and food we need to survive. Because of it, we are taken care of. Here, all are safe and warm.
Her mind control sonar is always broadcasting through the waters. Bong! 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 Many years ago, the Queen froze over the surface by blocking the thermal vents. She forced everyone to the depths, where she began to brainwash them. They became her prisoners.
And then, I heard there was giving away free Kaltaneckers with every purchase. Booty? Wait a second. That's Blofar's scarf! He stole it from that Valdostian before we flushed him into space. Did you say the Melmachian rule set? Who are you?
So you can betray them yet again? What? You abandoned us, Romel. And for the Paladins of Voltron, the very ones who killed our savior Lotor.
No, it's not like that.
You've sided with the Great Destroyers. She told us of their lies. She's going to fix it all. She'll reunite us with Lotor, with Altea. You don't stand a chance against Unnerva!
We are your humble servants, as will be the members of our sister colony once we inform them of the news. Do you know of their whereabouts? Voltron will pay for what they have done.
Why would we do that? It'll risk the entire operation.
We already have the Lions. The Paladins have no value. Squadron Z, come in. Squadron Echo, come in. HQ, come in. HQ is not responding and the other pirates are offline. I never signed up for this.
Are you nervous?
Hey there, friend. You look like you could use a little help. I saw that space wreck of a show you put on.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Then stop thinking and be conscious, sneezy! Conscious, sneezy mind enhancers! Pop one of these babies under your pillow at night, and when you wake up in the morning, your brain will be filled with brilliant thoughts and ideas. They seep while you sleep. The price is 12,000 gak.
Oh, here we go. I knew this was coming. In fact, I just told my wife. I said to her, just you wait. You don't know them the way I do. They promised to show up. You tell everyone that Voltron is coming to Clear Day. Everyone gets excited, then Voltron never arrives, and you're left with your top two paws stuck in the rocks. Having Clear Day, and that is that. If you're so worried about our safety, then how about you show up and provide security? Free of charge!
And now Prince Lotor is taking over. We fought by Zarkon's side forever, and now we're passed over by this exiled brat. Worse than that, his top generals aren't even pure Golra. They're half-breeds at best. He has no honor. Clearly he's a dangerous lunatic. I've already spoken with the other officers in my sector. They've all agreed to back me if I fight for the throne. Follow me. This shaft will take you directly above the bridge. Hurry. Kinda dumb. Do you think there's a switch on here or something?
Scanners have yet to detect any signs of a suborbital defense system. Planetary surface reports indicate offensive capability extremely low. Scouting reports show no signs of the Voltron Lions. Shall we continue the occupation, sir? Forgive me for questioning your orders. But why are we cutting off their communications? Do we not want Voltron to hear the distress signal? Their base should fall momentarily. Sir, something appears to be launching. Commander, the fleet is unresponsive, and the enemy vessel has gained tactical advantage. What are your orders? You backed yourself into a corner. Now you'll die along with the Paladins!
I've heard rumors he fights alongside his enlisted men like a lowly private. Some say he allows the planets he conquers to continue to rule themselves. Can you imagine? Who's this little fellow?
Halt! You are being detained for unsafe sustenance preparation. Get back here! Hey! I've conquered more worlds than you've ever seen with just a swipe of my finger. The Witch and Sendak. Perhaps we should put our differences behind us. The only way we can stop those two is by working together.
Sendak, we can work together! Brains and brawn, a joint rulership, stronger than any the Empire has ever seen!
You and your little friends took away my livelihood. Look, I know I did some bad things. The truth is, I thought you guys ruined my life, but really, you saved me. After I stopped working for the Galra, I was at a low point. But then, I found arm wrestling, and it helped me realize what's most important in my life. Win or lose, thank you. Now, let's put on a show. You're all right, Shiro. I'm doing this for my people. They wanted to fight the Galra, but they're too powerful. The Galra could destroy us.
So you helped enslave your people to build some super weapon?
Don't make me the bad guy. He forced me to do it.
Huh? What the?
Space pirates! Disguising yourselves as harmless shoppers, huh? Well, it won't work. Don't worry, Emperor Zarkon. I know you can't be here to protect them all, but your faithful number 2 is on the case. Hope you pirates are ready to face Zarkon.
Sustenance provided by Vrepit Sal. That's me. 500 GAC is now owed. That kid is a genius. I don't care if we have to search the entire galaxy. I want him back at Vrepit Sal's.
A Priority 1 level shipment is en route. Activate the docking station immediately.
We're lucky to have it since the rebels overran the Sigma 3 quadrant. It's all we have left in the system.
I am here to defend the universe.
What was that?
My shift just started. Who are you? Hey, is that Bluefar's scarf?
Hey, how do I look? I cannot wait until that thing turns on and cuts your head off.
Nice job, Flurry. Very respectable scores. Not bad at all. Now for our next contestant in the Yalmor calling competition, please welcome Corin! Only 2 remain in the Yalmor calling competition. Who will be our champion? 3 Blackmores! The top prize for the best woozle of the day goes to Hornman Hieronymus Wimbledon Snyder!
Wanna play? All you gotta do is throw one of these rings onto one of them sticks. Win one for your special someone? Oh, is that right? Let me see. I happen to have a one-of-a-kind collector's edition blue mechanical flying feline. Oh, wonderful! 10 tokens is exactly how much it costs to play the game. Oh, no, friend. They just look smaller in your strong, masculine hands. Oh, so close! Care to try again? Well, perhaps we can make a deal.
Shop's closed. So you're the one looking for the nanothermite titanium boron. Very expensive. Difficult to procure, I assure you.
Keep it.
You're backing out of our agreement? I've had some good luck selling things of value. And I think the Galra would pay a lot to know how you got your hands on that security footage.
Greetings. I am Lieutenant Ozar. You must be one of the Paladins. We defeated a wave of Galra forces. More are coming, so we're evacuating. But now that you're here, we might stand a chance. Will the other Lions be here soon? Tiash is inside the base loading up the last of the medical supplies. We were just about to leave. Your timing is most fortunate. What a touching reunion.
Who are you?
Who I am is not important. I am here to collect the bounty on your brother Matt. But a Paladin of Voltron and the Green Lion? What a day. Looks to me like you're made of meat. Just like everyone else. You're both worth more to me alive, but I'll take something over nothing.
The Civil War continues unimpeded. More and more Galra forces are leaving to join other factions. Sendak has claimed the most deserters. They call themselves the Fire of Purification. My lord, it is time to prepare for your speech.
They've abandoned their suits. How are we gonna track them?
We're on the trail of 4 of the Paladins right now.
Which 4?
The Altean, the big one, the tiny one, and the loud one. They removed their armor to throw us off their scent, but we'll have them soon.
You made this? It reminds me of home. I heard Altair was one of the most beautiful places in the universe. Did your Alteans ever tell you about the Zio Crystal Springs outside of the capital? The stories say those cliffs were more beautiful than all of the stars combined.
Forgive me, Princess Allura, but we don't have much time.
Please, once Minerva discovers I'm speaking with you, it will be over. I can only hope through your actions, our people can make some small amends for what we've done.
And is the intel true that Voltron is on Alcarion? Set a course for Alcarion. Prepare the payload. The Alkari scientists were good for something after all. Slowly, so we can behold the dawn of a new age of warfare. By the time this day is over, Galra High Command will realize I am the only one worthy of the throne. Is it done? With that witch out of the way, I'll be one step closer to taking power. I can't believe we're stuck here. This base predates the Zyperium siege. It's amazing this equipment remains operational.
Enough! Lotor lit the flame. We are honor-bound to do as he says, even if it is strange. We will be pledging to Lotor. You're weak, too. Maybe I didn't make myself clear, Lieutenant Lon. I'm in charge of the shielding facility. My word is law. Paladins, I am Commander Bogue. Our damage report indicates that a plate has been fractured. Our generator is offline and needs rebooting. Other plates have shifted out of their gravitational harnessing and must be repositioned. Only 5 Doboshes until the next solar sequence.
I'm sure we'll have a chance to see them again when we're chosen to travel to the new colony. You know why? Communication with the other colony would risk discovery by the Galra. It is Lotor's will. Don't worry. I'm sure you'll be selected to come to the colony soon. In the meantime, I made you something. I haven't had a chance to test it yet, but I hope so. Just remember, we suffer this isolation, so the next generation may not have to. Goodbye, Ramel.
I'm transporting these samples back to Earth. Commander Holt thinks it can help with the recovery efforts there.
Word of your victory at the Graal Zera has spread throughout the Empire. I always knew you had it in you to crush your enemies. Dyax raised you from a child to a man, and now I'll witness your ascension to the throne. I instructed Lotor in the ways of the Galra, the history of our conquests, our customs, battle philosophy, the art of war. If you are to learn the ways of the Galra, you must be prepared for the most challenging trial you could ever undertake. There will be no turning back. Victory or death.
Yes, sire. Prince Lotor completed the Egoshan trials as you requested. He was successful, even though they were advanced for his age. His physical stature is below expectation for the blood lineage of the Galra royalty, but his tactical scores are the highest we've ever measured. Greatest apologies, sire. This one should not be speaking out of place. He will be punished accordingly. We will sear him down to his inner fire so that he may burn the universe. Vrepitsa!
Matthew Holt, 001005.
I'm so sorry. I was too late.
Oxygen levels, 5%.
You guys ready for this?
Ready as we'll ever be.
All right then. All ships form up and begin attack. We have to take out those defensive turrets. All crafts, pull back! Blades, we're in trouble. What's the status of your cannon? Blades! We need to find cover now. All ships form up and get behind that large asteroid. We can't take this fire for long. Cannon acquired, ready to provide backup.
Very good. Arm defense systems and prepare the main cannon. Fire. Good. Prepare for a second attack.
We left ourselves vulnerable. Now we face overwhelming resistance. Do we attack now, or should we wait for orders from Emperor Zarkon?
We need to gather every available ship and get ready for the fight of our lives. Vrepitsa.
Do you take me for a fool, Trug? We both know Ranveig developed a weapon capable of conferring an insurmountable advantage on either of us. And we both know it's located somewhere on his base. I will possess Ranveig's weapon, or I will die in the attempt.
Sire, one of our deep space beacons just registered some activity. It's not far from our position. I could send a scout. He's headed for Navir 5. It's an unstable star. We have you outgunned, Ladnock. There's no need for further bloodshed. Stand down, and I will absorb your crew into my fleet. Indeed, we also both know that this battle is all but over. You cannot win. Destroy what's left of them. Surrender or die. Shoot them down.
I found him like this, near death. His vitals are weak. He has yet to regain consciousness. We may never find out what he knows. I am lighting the flame. Bow now and your allegiance will be remembered. Because I have the witch's favor. I invite you to challenge me once the ceremony has begun. A display of the witch's magic will bolster my claim as nothing else could.
The treacherous witch!
Excuse me, my Empress. I just need to... What are you doing? I need you to let go of me. Please, let go!
There's Thacerix. It's a giant gas planet. According to the communications we intercepted, Voltron is there. Or was. Just a shuttle. It's designed to dock with low-orbiting ships, not travel across the universe. Shiro, there just doesn't seem to be any way to get you to Thacerix. The cruiser is currently within range, but it's gonna make a jump to hyperdrive any time now. If he's really who he says he is, then he's got a chance.
That's right. We stand against the Golra. We haven't thrown our lot in with them like you have. Look around you. Our food and supplies are limited at this outpost. We have no problem watching you starve until you start telling the truth. You just escaped from a Golra ship, and now you're talking about breaking back onto one? You're crazier than me, and I volunteered to live on an ice planet for 5 years. Do you really think you'll be able to get to a fighter and make it to Voltron? You know that was our only ship, right?
We located the second comet based on King Alfor's information. We managed to get it aboard, but it seems to be causing massive disturbances. We're heading back to Altea, but I don't know if we'll be able to make it that far. At this rate...
That's how you were able to pass through to this reality. Your vehicle was made from the same trans-reality material. With this material, Altea can create their own trans-reality traveling ships. We can spread our peace and stability to all realities. General Hira, I have just stumbled across something in this ship's hold that will ensure Altea's rule for millennia to come.
Is it possible? The signature's nearly identical to that of the Red Lions. Negative. We've never received another reading like this before. There's a Voltron Lion on this planet, I'm sure of it. Call it in immediately. That's an order. I said call it in.
You think you can take all the glory for yourself? Drop your weapon. I spotted her sneaking in. She was with a primitive who was setting explosives on our ships. He's been neutralized. I said drop your weapon.
You're right. This Altea is home to a people who made sure that the Galra Scourge was unable to spread across the universe, as it did in your reality. Empress, I assure you, we will do everything in our power to help. The comet in this ship's hold possesses the ability to travel between realities. If you will activate this ancient ship's power, we can fly forward and remove the comet from the tear. We can use it to travel to your universe and bring peace there, even to the Galra.
Fool! Only the strongest may lay their hands on the torches. That is why I will assume command. I have been on the front lines of the Expanse, where iron meets soul, spreading the glory of the Empire. Not huddled in the center, overseeing already conquered worlds growing fat on the victories of our forefathers. Sendak, who disappeared while the Empire crumbled? Sendak, who needs a witch to speak on his behalf.
That's our target. As soon as it docks, we go.
This is our time to strike. We will bring the Galra Empire down.
All right. When we get down there, set one explosive on each load-bearing beam.
It's too late. My bombs are armed and the timer is set. The operation is a go.
What are you doing? We have to go!
No! Shiro and Luttrell are up there!
Then you'll die with them.
Avert your gaze. The throne is for real fighters. Why would I partner with the weak?
What is fun? You dum-dums got any non-lethal, semi-combustible diversionary devices?
What?
Oh, and get one more of me. Halt! Scram. Ramming speed. We've been over this already. Let's light this candle. Woo! Come on. I've always wanted to see the stars. Later, Paladudes.
Everything okay? Well, maybe he's right.
maybe you shouldn't go on the mission. You'll only be putting yourself at risk. Takashi, how important am I to you? Every mission, every drill, I've been right there with you. But this is more than a mission. This is your life at stake. There's nothing left for you to prove. You've broken every record there is to break. I know I can't stop you, but I won't go through this again. So if you decide to go, don't expect me to be here when you get back.
Let me show you this wonderful workings of the Gasteyer X90 Extreme Blade System. It slices, it dices, it kills, slaughters, and skins, and constantly stays razor sharp. Look at it cut through this bloato fruit. Paper thin. How much would you pay for this knife? But wait, there's more. How many times have you had to fight off a charging rock monster and then go immediately to a picnic? All the time, right? The Gasteyer can cut through rocks and still cut bloato fruit paper thin.
If I wanted to kill you, you'd be dead already. I'm not trying to win your trust. I'm trying to win a war. And because of Shiro, we are closer than we've ever been. Our gamble on you paid off better than we could have ever imagined. We are called the Blade of Marmora. These are instructions on how to reach the Blade of Marmora headquarters. Before you go there, find out how Zarkon is tracking you. If you lead him there, our entire underground network, everything we've spent centuries building, will be lost.
There's an exit through the main power conduit. It leads to the second deck. Go, now.
What? No, I'm not gonna leave you.
You must. I will shut down the system. Paladin, this is where my journey ends. But as a member of Voltron, you have a bigger mission. You must understand that.
Thank goodness you're here. I am Baoja, the leader of the Taoshirians. The Galra just destroyed our ship's engines and left. They've taken everything. We must get everyone off the planet before it dissolves completely. Please help us. The plan was to evacuate the population to our nearest moon, where we've built a colony to wait out the shedding process. So we relocated to higher ground and constructed that ark.
He has one of our blades. Who did you steal this from?
I didn't! I've had it all my life!
Lies! We can't trust them. We will meet again.
You've been telling me about this ship for months, but this is beyond words. Are you sure you don't want me to contact the garrison? They could help. Does this mean you're gonna try and contact your people and continue your mission? I want to help.
Through 33 rulers, during times of peace and times of expanse, this flame has burned for over 13 millennia. From our first Brodar to Vreg the Great, and longest and most powerful of all, Zarkon. But his time has passed. Our next ruler must ascend the steps of destiny and relight the Crozera.